territorial.
Yes.
So not only is the table at home for two, the reservations better be for two, the flight better be for two, everything we do better be for two until I create a three. That's it.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
And that question should be asked on day number 1. I was talking to a guy for 1 week.
Yes.
7 days. I said, let me ask you something. How many other women are you talking to? How many other?
This is date 1.
This is day
week
7.
Week one. Yes.
Okay. Day 7.
Yes.
Because we're long distance.
Yes.
So it was a lot of conversation. On day 7, I said, you're creating a space for me that is making me feel like I want to give more of myself. But before I do that, I have a question. How many other women are you talking to? And he said, none. I said, okay. I said, and before we move forward with me giving more of myself, and when I say more of myself, I'm speaking of my emotions and my time, not my body, at least not at that space. I said, I'm an access woman. So before you can access anything of me, my heart, my body, my mind, I'm going to need access to what I believe creates a safe space for me. And that is passwords to your phone. I don't need keys to your house. I'm not saying I need the password on week 1. What I'm saying is, are you comfortable with doing that when we get to that space?
Gosh. Welcome, my friends. Welcome to another session with the older man. Today, my friends, we're going to talk about Dr. Cheyenne Bryan. I don't even know if she's a doctor or I guess, hey, the debate is out. She says she's not a doctor. Well, she's not a practicing doctor. She might have a doctorate. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and use the proper title because that's what she's using. But that's not what we want to discuss. I want to approach this from 2 different perspectives. I want to talk about trust in relationships. And I also want to discuss how women are actually asserting themselves in the male position to actually seem more attractive to men and why this is not the best strategy for attracting men. Because she is how old now? Let me check and see how old she is. So this is a 42-year-old woman. No kids, never been married. Apparently she was engaged twice, which is every single woman MO in the black community. Everybody's been engaged apparently, but no one has actually married them because they refused. They didn't think that the man was good enough in the end. So these standards that these women have, especially when they have some education, is just, it's a cliche right now where we're just seeing women who are just wasted their life away with their education and their so-called career and think that they still have authority in the dating market. The dating market is a ruthless place. And this woman thinks that she's going to meet a man who's better than her, right? And to be honest, I think she's just going on to these talk shows and literally advertising herself. Because it seems like every single talk show she goes on, she just has this blatant way of trying to express her way of dating. But it's giving other black women really bad advice. So these are the things that I want to discuss today, guys, because it's just frustrating watching these women in the black community who are so prominent, who have built themselves up to be the authority on relationships, but they're giving the worst possible relationship advice. And for some reason, just because she has this title behind her, women gravitate towards her thinking that she is the authority on relationships. But yet, she has nothing to back it up because she has not succeeded at any relationships. You don't go to a broke man and take freaking money advice from him. This is the equivalent of what you women are doing. You're going to a relationship broke woman to ask her to pour into you or give you relationship advice when she literally have nothing to back it up. She hasn't reaped any results from what she's telling you. What does that tell you, ladies? Whatever she thinks isn't working for her. Otherwise, she would have implemented it and she would have been with a man. But she isn't. Let's proceed because this is wild.
we get to that space.
Asking that for week one.
No. I'm not saying week one, give me your password.
Okay.
I'm saying that when we move into that space, because now I'm feeling like I want to spend more time with you. I want to invest equity into this relationship.
Yes.
Equity for me in week one is time, conversation on the phone.
Yes.
And yes, you can fly me to come see you.
Yes.
That's equity for me.
That's fine.
Okay. But when we get to the space of now,
men do not fly out 42-year-old women. For what? For what? You're past geriatric pregnancy. So now what are you bringing to this man? Your accolades, isn't it? Your accomplishments, isn't it? Because any man that you actually going to be involved in is going to be above you. Why would he want to fly out a 42-year-old? For what? Who is already demanding access to his phone. This is just wild. It is wild. Just listening to this as a man and using my common sense should tell me that she will not reap any success from any man. But yet she's telling other women to put these really high standards on themselves that will disqualify them from most eligible men. Men aren't stupid. I've been married 20 years, almost going on 21 years. Never once have I asked my wife for a passcode for her phone because she's never given me any reason for it. If at any point I suspect there's something going on and I said, I want to see your phone, if she refuses, then we're going to have a problem. Just like if she asks for my phone, which she has never done, I would gladly give it up to her and say, sure, there you go. But to demand that, before I pour into you, you got to make sure that you'll be willing to give me your passcodes to your phone. Oh, gosh, man. Oh, and this is the woman that you guys take advice from. Oh, let's see what else you got to say.
This environment has become safe and my body is now feeling moved to want to be intimate with you.
Yes.
Or my heart is feeling moved to want to be committed to you. When we get there, I know that I'm going to ask for access. So I'm not going to set myself up to get there, ask for it, and then this is not what you're in alignment with, because the longer I stay, the more expensive it is for me to pull out. So,
yes, but does that not bring to bear a presumption of guilt or absence of trust that at the door, I need a passcode?
With that,
but if I am giving you no red flags, no flashing lights, the phone ain't vibrating.
Yeah, I love this. No, I love
so
this
why
question.
do you come straight into the door like, hey, I got to trust come behind you? Am I carrying what happened with the last?
I love this
situation.
No, because both of my fiancés, knock on wood,
yes,
was no infidelity that I know of.
The problem is with a lot of women is that they have been through so much trauma and BS from their former lovers that now they're going to bring that into the new relationship. Ladies, understand one thing. Once you have left that one man or 2 or 10 or 15 men, the only way that you're going to address the new man is you got to clean out all of that crap. Don't bring it to the new man. You got to clean house again. It's literally like once a man been in there, you got to clean that out. Clean it out. Prepare yourself for the new man. The trauma and the dirt that this one has brought in, you got to clean that out. Clean it out. Get rid of all of that and then prepare to get into the new relationship. Problem that most women have in most relationships is that you all will go through all of this trauma and crap with the shitty ass men before you enter into a relationship with the good men. And too many black women carry way too much mistrust. Underground. Reality on the ground is simply this. If you try to enter into a relationship with a good man, a man who is ready for a relationship, and you enter into it at 42 years old, which basically means you're not offering him kids, you're not offering him money, you're not offering him anything except garbage that you're now telling him that he's going to get into this new relationship. Tell me the benefit to any man. Tell me, how does that benefit any man whatsoever would look at that and say, yes, that's a good deal. I want her. Let me hear what she has to say with her last 2 fiancés. These 2 fiancés she keeps bringing up in every single interview.
Okay.
And I had access to phone, computer, Instagram, Facebook, bank account, and we lived together. So I obviously had access to our home. And I would and navigate the phone. They would navigate minds. And we never, ever had a conversation about another woman or a man that had to create division between our relationship. I never left for that. So I'm not bringing in a per se redo to this new dating space.
Oh, so she had two good guys that she could trust, but she still left those two? Tell me how the hell that shit makes sense. But now the guy that she's going to now see, she's going to enter into that relationship with a sense of mistrust. Instead of saying, hey, you know what? If I see something suspicious during the course of the relationship, then I will ask him, hey, I don't feel comfortable that you've been sneaking into the bathroom when the phone beeps. I don't understand why you have to go outside to take your calls when I'm inside the house, and I just feel like there's something you need to tell me. That's a relationship. Yeah, that's a healthy relationship. And he has to give you a good explanation to make you feel comfortable. Or if he doesn't, then at that point, you can say, listen, I don't feel comfortable in this relationship. I don't trust you. I strongly suspect something is going on, and I will pull back my affection, and I will probably have to rethink this relationship. At that point, the man will have to say, oh, shit, I either have to give up whatever shady thing I'm doing, have a damn good explanation that does not involve her or the relationship. It's just that you wanted some privacy. You better have a damn good explanation so that you can make her feel comfortable again. But you don't ask for that shit up front. Most men who are well put together mentally and strong and got his shit together, he will say, yeah, I'm not prepared to deal with that crap. You're entering my world, my dear. I really don't want you to bring your garbage with you. Let me repeat that again. You're entering my world. Don't bring your garbage with you. For some reason, women think that they can move into a man's space in his world and bring their freaking garbage and thinks that the man should accept that. No, that's not how this works. And a man who's a man will say, don't bring your shit in the house. Leave it outside. When you come in here, this is my world. Can't deal with that, stay outside. You'll be a side thing. That's how men should deal with women like this. And after a while, when she hits 50 and her options have dwindled even more, and she's not getting the results she wants, then she'll have to rethink her strategy in relationships. I suspect it will change a lot faster than that. You know, one of the beautiful things about relationships is that you can't hide the fact that you're horrible at it. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is, hey, there's someone here who's with you, who accepts you, because it's the man that's responsible for the relationship. You're responsible for the punani and opening those legs, but he's responsible for the relationship. And if you can't show that there's a man there that you were capable of holding on to, you're shit at it.
What I'm doing is saying, I'm not wanting your passcode so I can access your phone so I can see that you're cheating. I don't want to be broken, Pastor Brian. I don't want to be dismantled.
Yeah.
I don't want to be hurt. For me, that's a reassurance. And as the Bible says, love your partner by knowledge of them, well, I'm giving you knowledge of me. So if that works for you, then align with me. If it doesn't, let's pivot now. And there's no hard feelings.
So the phone code is a breaker.
Oh, is it a non-negotiable?
Yes.
It is. The passcode, access. Let me say it because I'm single and I'm in my choosing phase.
Yes.
And I'm choosing
and I've
my
given
husband.
you no reason.
There's not a reason. It's called transparency. I operate from a place of transparency, not honesty. Honesty means I have to ask you questions. I don't want a relationship with you when I have to drill you like an investigator. When you're talking about trust, an investigator has to ask you 500 questions to figure out what their clarity is that they're seeking. That's not the relationship I seek. I seek transparency. Transparency is...
An investigator only comes on the scene once a crime has been committed. Until then, there's no investigating. This is the reality of life. Yes, sure, you get to know somebody. Sure, you might have to check out his criminal record, his tax returns, whatever. I mean, fine, you can do all of that. That's normal. But that's not investigating a crime. He hasn't committed a crime yet. You're just checking out his credentials. Oh, these are his credentials? All right, he looks good. Good on the resume. All right, I'll be willing to get involved. Now, if he starts to look suspicious during the course of the relationship, then you have to ask questions. Then you can start to investigate if he starts to cover stuff up. This is the problem with older women, guys. She feels that she's running out of time. So now she has to put pressure on the man to ensure that she gets in and secure herself fast in the relationship. We men, we don't have that problem. And her issue is not our problem. Because the man that's going to probably accept a relationship from her is going to be in his 50s, late 50s, 55, 58 years old, my age. And at this point, I'm not going to rush into some 42-year-old that's rushing me to get into a relationship. Because she's putting the pressure to get in the relationship and get all the stuff, all the little things that we work on. She wants to get that out of the way fast because she needs to get in. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to have kids with a 42-year-old. So she has this sense of urgency of creating a relationship fast because she's left it until it's too late. Apparently, the two good men that asked her to marry her weren't good enough for her. Modern woman's disease. No man is good enough.
Baby, I have a flight at 10 o'clock tonight.
Yeah.
When I land, I have a meeting. And X, Y, and Z will be there. And I happen to still do business with the guy I used to date before you because he's in on this deal. He'll be there too. That's transparency. So you wouldn't have to ask me anything.
Yes.
For me, transparency is also we are transparencing together. You have access to my body, don't you? If we get to that space, you have access to my heart, to my mind, right? To me, my heart, my mind, my body is more valuable than that punk ass phone.
And so do you to his body and to his mind. That don't freaking mean that you need to get into my bloody phone. Hell no. Because if you start looking for something, you're going to find it, even if it isn't there. A woman will make shit up because in her brain, any little response from any female is going to be sus. Why she said hello instead of just normal hi? Why she said good morning instead of just saying hello? It could go on and on, right? Men, we know how this shit works. Listen, my wife, she can have access to my phone anytime, but she know how I roll. Plus, if I'm doing anything, I make sure I delete all of my stuff. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Point is, I've been there before, okay? You just never leave evidence on your phone, you know? And you make sure you wipe out your delete box. You clean that shit out quick. Oh, my old days are coming back. Anyway, let's hear what else she has to say.
If we get to that space, you have access to my heart, to my mind, right? To me, my heart, my mind, my body is more valuable than that punk ass phone.
Listen, I hate when these women start with this shit about my body, my mind, my this is so valuable. You've been giving it up to Pookie and Ray Ray for the freaking last 20 years. Now you're going on about, oh, how valuable your body is and how great it is. Stop this shit. This just annoys the crap out of me when these women go on. And talk to the freaking tens of guys that has ran through you in the 40 years you've existed. And then you can start to talk about how valuable your body is. Tell me your body count. Why don't you reveal that shit? You want access to my phone? Give me an honest response to your body count. About how valuable listen, Punani has no value. None. You women been giving it up since you've been 14, 15, 16 years old. And now you're going to pretend like, oh, now at 42 years old, this is valuable. Get the hell out of here, man.
Me, if all I'm asking for is access to something that you have nothing to hide, that I'm not saying I want it to pick up and go through. Because if I want to pick it up and go through it, Pastor Brian, guess what? I ain't got to ask for the password. Because you know everybody could find that out. That's easy work. To find out women find out passwords all day long. Let's keep it real.
Listen.
Do they not? Do they not? Do they not?
Yes.
Okay, so wait a minute. So is it not better to have a woman that says to you, baby, I'm asking for access because I never want to really, I'm not trying to pry into your privacy and sneak into your phone.
Yes, you are. Yes. Yes, you are. You shouldn't even have to mention it. You're trying to make him submit himself to you. That's what you're saying. I want everything. Listen, man, people's phones have everything on it. Their bank account, their social security, their private photos, their everything. Everything is on a man's phone and a woman's phone. Phone is everything. And now you're saying, I want access to that. And you now pretending like it's nothing. That is more valuable than your punani. Women love to minimize important things when it's in their favor. When it's against them and not in their favor, oh, how dare he? This phone is my most important secrets. Everything is here. My bank accounts, my social security, my this, my that. Everything is on my phone. Why does he want to have access to it? Get out of here.
I don't want to do that. I'm not going to do that. Let me disclaimer. I'm not going to do that. So all I'm saying is I want access to it. Because being that I have access to it means that you've given me permission and authority.
Right, but if
okay,
you,
hold on.
yes.
And giving me permission and authority
Yes.
is the love language.
There it is. She wants authority over the man. Complete and utter control. This is where the problem come in with modern women. They want the man to be the bee. I want authority over you. Listen to this woman's energy. It's masculine. I don't even have to go through the rest of this video. There's probably another, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes on it. You guys can go over there and watch it. I'm going to put the link in the bio. But I want to hear what some of these women are saying, okay? Because the comment section is mind-blowing. I Am Divine 808 says, how is she coaching singles into a divine, loving union and healthy marriage when she has not acquired one yet, nor walked the journey of one out yet into a godly, prosperous, wealthy, and healthy marriage union? I only receive marriage and relationship coaching from someone already living out the divine marriage. Thank you. Thank you. Natasha says, I like her. She's only protecting her heart. It's called boundaries. No, it isn't called boundaries. It's called possessive. That's what it's called. It's called trying to control the man. She's trying to be the man in the relationship. She will emasculate any man that she gets into a relationship with. Men should run away from her. And that's the reason why she's still single. Now the woman here is talking about standards. Why do people think that this woman is unhealed because she has her standards or her requirements for the relationship? You can't keep using the word standards for ridiculous crap, because you have this idea that just because she said it and she demands something that's her standards. No, it's freaking ridiculous. We gotta actually consider that there is a standard and then there's ridiculousness. These are two totally different things. She's being ridiculous. Where is it normal for you to demand a person's password to their phone a couple of weeks into a relationship? Imagine if a man did that to you. Just stupid when I listen to these women about standards. Everybody has a standard. No, they don't have standards. They have unrealistic expectations. There is a bloody line. A standard is what is generally accepted by most people. This is not something that's generally accepted by most people. This person goes on to say, I think way too often we as women don't value ourselves in a way that says that if you can have things the way that you want, why can't I have things the way I want? My body is the way more valuable than anything that you could possibly own. But yet we have no problem with sharing ourselves with people who will not share their passwords. I've been married 23 years, and that was my philosophy from the word go. I'm with this sister. Yes. So you're with a man, and you're in a healthy relationship. I bet you on the first week, the man didn't ask you for your password. And more than likely, the reason why you're in a healthy relationship for 23 years is because you both have developed trust between each other. Just like I said, I've been with my wife for 23 years. I've never had to ask her for her password because she's never given me reason to, and she's never asked me for mine. So the length of your marriage doesn't determine whether you have standards or whether they're unrealistic or whether you give the password or not. That's not a measure. This woman has to be measured for the ridiculous statements she's making, because it is ridiculous. I hate when people throw God into your relationship. I have this simple philosophy when I question people on this idea that when people bring God into their relationship, and I ask them, if God was such a great metric in your relationship, why is it that there are more divorces than there are marriages that stay together? Why is that? Why is it that if God is involved with every single relationship, why has more of them failed? Because at that point, you'll have to say that God is not the best relationship coach, or individual in a relationship. Don't bring God into this. This is a human construct. Please stop it. It sounds ridiculous. It makes you sound stupid when you bring God into a relationship that it fails more than 55% of the time. It fails. So you're saying that your God fails 57% of the time. That doesn't make sense. Then he's not a God. Use your common sense. There's no need to have access to a boyfriend's phone or social media. God will always reveal to us what we need to know. No, he won't. If that was the case, you would have been together with the right person before it goes horribly wrong. And here it is, right here. Shonda says, this segment speaks of a person who wants to control, dominate the person they're dating or wanting to be in a relationship with. Cheyenne Bryant is completely out of order for requesting that. Stop asking people to pay for your past hurt, trauma, and unhealed wounds. Thank you, sister. Beautifully said. Beautifully said. This is definitely an unhealed woman who's preaching to you women about relationships, and she should not be doing that because she's damaged, man. Another woman got it. Southern Belle 642 said, this woman is unhealed and unhealthy in her thinking, openly admitting I'm territorial, and she has convinced herself that this is okay. Shaking my head. Sad. Thank you. I'm going to end it on that note. And listen, I didn't read these comments beforehand. I just copied a whole bunch, a long list, and then I picked them out randomly as I'm talking to you guys right now. But I'm glad to see that other women are seeing what I'm seeing. But believe it or not, a large percentage of comments have women who are behind this woman who think that's okay. And I bet you they're all single. All right, my friends, listen, guys, let's have a conversation on this topic. Let's discuss it because as far as I'm concerned, it's ridiculous. Let me know if you see it the way I see it. So my friends, listen, book a session if you'd like any help with your relationship, if you want help with your social media, helping you build a business. If you need help with the digital course that I've just created, by all means, give me a call. I had a 62-year-old woman last night on, and I helped her to create a course within 15 minutes using my system. She was blown away. 15 minutes using the power of AI and using my digital toolkit. It can be done, my friends. Try to get out there and produce a digital product so that you can actually bring in some residual income for the new year. All right? So, my friends, remember, whenever in doubt, always, always ask an older man. I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.